At first, people thought these houses were just clever illusions. Then they stepped inside and realized entire lives were being lived in spaces smaller than a parking spot. Hidden doors, secret rooms, and designs so smart they defy logic. Some of these many houses cost less than a car, yet feel like luxury mansions. Join us and let's discover 12 incredible mini houses that will completely blow your mind. Let's go!
Number 12. The Royal Navy helicopter that became a cottage. A Royal Navy helicopter sat in retirement until someone bought it for £35,000 and turned military machinery into a vacation rental. The cabin transformed into a mini cottage featuring 4 beds, a bathroom, a kitchen, and an open terrace where the cargo bay used to be. This thing flew military missions and now hosts families looking for unique Airbnb experiences. Renting it costs just £130 per night, which beats half the overpriced apartments on vacation rental sites. The helicopter body provides the structure, while the interior got completely redesigned for comfort. 4 beds mean it sleeps a small group without everyone cramping into one space. The bathroom is compact but functional, handling all the necessities without requiring you to be a contortionist. Kitchen facilities let you cook actual meals instead of surviving on takeout for your entire stay. The open terrace utilizes the space where military equipment once sat, now featuring outdoor furniture and views. The metal construction keeps maintenance relatively simple compared to traditional buildings. Insulation was added to make the interior comfortable year-round, instead of freezing in winter or baking in summer. Windows cut into the helicopter body bring in natural light and prevent the space from feeling like a metal tube. The unique exterior attracts attention and makes for incredible photos that regular cottages can't compete with. Living or staying in a former military aircraft creates stories you'll tell for years. The conversion process involved stripping out all the military equipment and systems, then rebuilding the interior from scratch. Plumbing and electrical systems were installed where complex avionics used to live. The rotor blades are obviously removed, but the overall shape remains recognizable as a helicopter. Landing gear keeps it elevated off the ground, which helps with drainage and gives it that authentic aircraft appearance. The £35,000 purchase price was just the starting point, with renovations adding significant cost. Still, the final result generates rental income that traditional cottages struggle to match because of the novelty factor.
Number 11. The UFO rental in Vancouver. Aliens apparently arrived in Vancouver and they're renting out their ship for $375 per night. The UFO hangs 14 feet above the ground and measures just 10 feet across. Inside, you'll find a cozy lounge with portholes, benches, folding tables, and dish cabinets. The double bed folds out from the wall when you need to sleep. Winter heating uses regular human technology instead of alien power sources. Outside, there's a toilet shaped like a mushroom, because why not commit to the theme? The suspension system keeps the UFO stable despite being elevated. 14 feet up means views and privacy that ground-level accommodations can't match. The 10-foot diameter creates surprisingly functional interior space. Portholes provide light and views while maintaining the spacecraft aesthetic. Benches line the interior, offering seating without taking up floor space. Folding tables disappear when not needed, maximizing the limited area. Dish cabinets handle storage for meals and supplies. The wall-mounted fold-out bed save space during the day. Winter heating prevents freezing without ruining the illusion. The mushroom toilet outside maintains the alien theme while handling biological necessities. Access involves a ladder or stairs leading up to the entrance. The elevated position protects from ground-level dampness and pests. The spherical shape distributes structural stress evenly. Weather resistance comes from the rounded design shedding wind and rain. The $375 nightly rate reflects the unique experience premium. Booking this place means Instagram photos that regular hotels can't compete with. The interior lighting can be adjusted to enhance the spacecraft atmosphere. Sound insulation keeps the experience peaceful despite the thin walls. The compact size means heating costs stay minimal even in Canadian winters. Vancouver location provides access to city amenities while offering a unique stay. The alien theme attracts sci-fi fans and novelty seekers. Kids absolutely lose their minds staying in a UFO. The mushroom toilet becomes a conversation piece in guest reviews. Maintenance involves checking the suspension system and weatherproofing regularly. The structure needs to handle Vancouver's rain without leaking or deteriorating.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item.
Number 10. The ash borer beetle's accidental architecture. The emerald ash borer beetle destroys ash wood across North America, warping timber until it's useless for traditional construction. Designers figured out how to clad their cabin with sheets of that damaged ash, installing the whole thing on 3D printed concrete legs. The warped wood texture creates visual interest against the minimalist interior. A sink, table, sleeping areas, and a 6-meter-tall fireplace fill the space. The ash beetle damage that makes wood worthless actually becomes the highlight of the design. 3D printed concrete legs provide a stable foundation with futuristic aesthetics. The printing process allows complex shapes impossible with traditional concrete forms. The ash cladding uses material that would otherwise end up in landfills. The warped texture tells a story about environmental challenges and creative solutions. Minimalist interiors let the exterior wood shine as the focal point. The sink and table are simple but functional, avoiding unnecessary decoration. Sleeping areas maximize the available space without cramping the layout. The 6-meter fireplace dominates the interior, providing heat and visual drama. Ashwood cladding requires treatment to prevent further beetle damage. The beetle warped patterns are unique to each piece of wood. No two cabins clad this way would look identical. The concrete legs elevate the structure, protecting it from ground moisture. 3D printing allows precise control over leg dimensions and strength. The combination of damaged wood and cutting-edge concrete printing creates interesting contrast. Recycling damaged timber reduces demand for new logging. The environmental benefit extends beyond just using waste materials. The design proves that ruined materials can become valuable in the right context. The fireplace height creates dramatic interior volume despite the compact footprint. Heating with wood in a cabin clad with wood seems poetically appropriate. The ash beetle problem continues destroying forests across the continent. This design provides one solution for utilizing that damaged timber productively. The minimalist approach keeps costs down while maintaining functionality. When waste becomes the design highlight, you're doing recycling right.
Number 9. The Predator's Norwegian Treehouse. This 15-square-meter house sits 5 meters up in a pine tree, covered in wooden shingles that change color with weather until it blends into the forest. The Predator's camouflage technology has nothing on this natural adaptation. The coolest feature is a bed that lowers straight down from the ceiling, appearing and disappearing as needed. A bathroom and kitchen are somehow squeezed into this compact tree-mounted space. The pine tree trunk goes through the center, making the structure an actual treehouse rather than something just near trees. Natural wooden shingles start fresh but gradually weather into colors that match the surrounding forest perfectly. Rain darkens them, sun bleaches them, and wind wears them down until the house becomes nearly invisible from certain angles. Building 5 meters up requires serious structural support anchored into the tree and ground. The elevation provides safety from ground-level animals and incredible views through the canopy. Access involves a ladder or stairs that become part of the adventure of living there. The compact interior means every centimeter counts for functionality. The ceiling-mounted bed saves floor space during the day, transforming the area into a living room or workspace. Kitchen facilities are minimal but functional, probably involving a small cooktop and basic storage. The bathroom is tiny but complete, handling necessities without taking up much room. Windows positioned strategically provide light and views without compromising the camouflaged exterior. Insulation keeps the interior comfortable, despite being exposed to elements on all sides. The tree itself provides some temperature regulation through natural processes. Living this high means weather impacts you more directly than ground-level housing. Wind sway becomes noticeable during storms, though proper engineering ensures safety. The experience connects you to nature in ways that ground-level homes can't match. Morning coffee while sitting in a tree canopy hits different than drinking it in a regular kitchen. Wildlife passes by at eye level instead of you looking down at everything. The treehouse lifestyle isn't for everyone, but it delivers an experience that standard housing never will.
Number 8. The 1950s caboose that took 6 years to authenticate. Train enthusiasts spend years searching for specific parts, and these owners dedicated 6 years just finding an original 1950s caboose toilet head. That level of commitment to authenticity creates an atmosphere that genuinely feels like stepping back in time.
The wood-burning stove provides heat and maintains that vintage rail travel vibe. Bunk beds replicate the sleeping arrangements that train crew members use during long hauls. A vintage fold-out couch adds seating without taking up permanent floor space. Modern conveniences like heating, air conditioning, and a microwave bridge the gap between nostalgia and comfort. You get the aesthetic experience without actually roughing it like rail workers did decades ago. The caboose structure is built tough, since it originally had to withstand constant movement and weather exposure. Converting it into a livable space involves insulation, interior finishing, and updating systems that have deteriorated over time. The compact layout forces efficient use of every inch, similar to how the original crew had to make the space work. Windows provide views, just like watching the landscape roll by from the back of a train. The exterior can be restored to original paint schemes or customized to personal preferences. Maintenance involves treating the metal and wood to prevent rust and rot. The unique shape means furniture needs to be custom fitted or carefully selected to match the curved walls. Lighting can incorporate vintage fixtures to maintain the 1950s atmosphere throughout. The toilet head that took 6 years to find becomes a conversation piece and point of pride. Heating with a wood stove requires more effort than modern systems, but creates an experience that electric heat can't match. The microwave feels out of place aesthetically, but solves the practical problem of reheating food quickly. Living in a caboose isn't practical for everyone, but for train enthusiasts, it's a dream fulfilled.
Number 7. Rubishack, the house tractor hybrid. Someone looked at a tractor and a house and thought, why not both? The result is Rubishack, a wooden cabin mounted on 4 tracks that can cruise at 63 kilometers per hour. This isn't your typical mobile home that needs a truck to tow it around. This thing moves on its own power, chewing up terrain like a military vehicle on vacation. The cabin measures 4.8 by 2.1 meters, which sounds tiny until you see how they've squeezed everything inside. There are car seats for driving, a dining area for eating, a double bed for sleeping, and panoramic windows for judging people who are stuck in stationary houses. Everything runs on a generator, which means you're completely independent from power grids and utility companies. The tracks give you mobility that wheeled RVs can only dream about. Mud, snow, rough terrain? No problem. This beast just rolls over obstacles while you're inside making coffee. The wooden construction keeps it relatively lightweight despite the heavy-duty tracks underneath. There's enough storage space for supplies, and the layout is designed to maximize every centimeter. The panoramic windows aren't just for showing off. They provide natural light and ventilation, reducing the need for artificial lighting during the day. The dining area converts into additional sleeping space when needed, because flexibility is the name of the game in compact living. The generator is positioned to minimize noise inside the cabin, though you'll definitely know it's running. Fuel consumption is surprisingly reasonable for a house that can drive itself. You can park this thing anywhere and instantly have a home base for your next adventure. The tracks also mean you can access locations that regular vehicles can't reach, opening up wilderness areas that most people never get to experience. No more searching for level ground or worrying about getting stuck. Just point it where you want to go and let the tracks do the work.
Number 6. Arun's Rickshaw Hotel on Wheels. Growing up with a bunch of siblings made Arun look at his rickshaw differently than most people. He took $3,000 in savings, collected scraps from old houses, and built a mobile hotel that would make tiny house enthusiasts jealous. The lower level contains a kitchen, toilet, entryway, and living room, packed into a space smaller than most people's closets. The bedroom and office sit 1.3 meters up on a mezzanine, creating privacy and maximizing vertical space. A solar panel on the roof generates electricity, while a 250-liter water tank provides water supply. The bathwater gets heated with coal, which sounds impossible but apparently works through some creative engineering. The rickshaw base provides mobility that stationary tiny houses can't match. You can literally drive your entire home to a new location whenever you want. The scrap materials keep costs down while giving the structure character that new materials lack. Each piece of salvaged wood or metal has history from the old houses it came from. The kitchen setup is minimal but handles cooking duties without requiring much space or equipment. The toilet placement on the lower level means plumbing stays relatively simple. The living room functions as a multi-purpose space during the day before transforming into something else at night. The mezzanine bedroom provides actual separation from the living areas below, which helps with privacy and sleep quality. The office space up there means Arun can work from home even though home is a rickshaw. Solar power eliminates the need for grid connections or generators. The 250-liter water tank provides enough for basic needs without constant refilling. Coal heating for bathwater is unconventional, but effective when modern systems aren't available. The entire structure sits on the rickshaw frame, which was built to handle loads and rough roads. Modifications strengthened it to support a multi-level dwelling instead of just cargo. The wheels mean parking anywhere becomes your new neighborhood. Zoning laws probably weren't written with rickshaw houses in mind, which creates interesting legal gray areas. The $3,000 budget proves that housing doesn't require massive loans or decades of payments. Creativity and resourcefulness matter more than money when building something this unique.
Number 5. The Pandora's Box Wooden Cabin on Wheels. This truck hauls a wooden cabin that installs in just 3 hours because utilities are already built in. A fairy tale woof couldn't blow this thing down even if it tried. The wooden panels withstand serious storms without buckling or breaking. Foundation requirements are zero since the structure sits on its own base. 2 floors fit into this compact unit despite the small footprint. A sauna can be added for an extra fee because apparently relaxation should cost more. The 3-hour installation time beats traditional construction by months or years. Pre-built utilities mean water, electricity, and sewage connections are ready to hook up. The wooden construction provides natural insulation and a warm aesthetic. Storm-resistant panels are engineered to handle wind speeds that would damage regular buildings. The lack of foundation requirement means placement flexibility on various terrains. 2 floors maximize vertical space while keeping the ground footprint minimal. The lower floor typically contains living areas and kitchen facilities. The upper floor houses bedrooms and additional storage space. The sauna option transforms this from a simple cabin into a wellness retreat. Wood-burning or electric sauna heaters provide the authentic experience. The truck transportation means you can relocate the entire cabin if needed. The cabin structure remains intact during moves, unlike modular homes that disassemble. Wooden panels are treated against rot, insects, and weather damage. The installation process involves leveling, connecting utilities, and securing against wind. 3 hours from delivery to move-in ready beats apartment hunting any day. The compact design fits on properties where larger structures wouldn't meet zoning requirements. Living in 2 floors provides separation between activities and rest areas. The storm resistance comes from engineering rather than just thick walls. Panel joints are designed to flex without failing during high winds. The fairy tale reference is accurate because this cabin laughs at weather that destroys lesser structures. The sauna edition appeals to wellness enthusiasts and cold climate residents. Extra fees for upgrades are standard, but the base cabin includes everything necessary.
Number 4. The Growing Pavilion Made from Mushrooms. This structure looks like a set piece from The Last of Us, but it's actually a 6-meter house made from mycelium, reeds, and bioplastic. Cordyceps doesn't destroy people here. It holds natural materials together, forming biodegradable walls. The mushroom-based construction provides excellent thermal insulation, sound dampening, and surprisingly good fire resistance. Mycelium grows into the shape you need, literally building itself with minimal human intervention. Reed reinforcement adds structural strength without synthetic materials. Bioplastic components bind everything together while remaining biodegradable. The thermal insulation keeps interior temperature stable without energy-intensive heating or cooling. Sound insulation means outside noise stays outside where it belongs. Fire resistance comes from the natural properties of mycelium rather than chemical treatments. The entire structure can decompose at the end of its life instead of sitting in a landfill forever. Growing the building materials takes weeks rather than manufacturing them in factories. The environmental impact is massively lower than concrete, steel, or even traditional wood construction. Mycelium cultivation requires agricultural waste as a food source, turning trash into building materials. The mushroom smell disappears once the mycelium stops actively growing. The texture of mycelium walls creates a unique aesthetic that's organic and futuristic simultaneously. Structural strength comes from the density and composition of the grown materials. The 6-meter size provides enough space for basic living without massive material requirements. Windows and doors are framed in traditional materials where necessary. The reed components add natural beauty and additional insulation properties. Bioplastic use is minimal but necessary for specific structural points. The entire concept challenges everything we think we know about construction materials. Mushrooms building houses sounds like fiction until you see the actual results. Ellie from The Last of Us would appreciate fungus that helps instead of controls. The growing process can be shaped into various architectural designs. Curved walls and organic shapes are easier to create than with traditional materials. The biodegradable aspect means eventual demolition doesn't create waste problems. Mycelium construction is still experimental but shows massive potential for sustainable housing.
Number 3. The Container House Powered by Nature. Converting a 20-foot shipping container into a proper home starts with bringing solar panels, a wind turbine, and a rainwater collection system. Nature handles the weather part while you handle the conversion. Insulation transforms the metal box from an oven in summer and freezer in winter into comfortable living space. Furniture and appliances get installed once the walls won't kill you with extreme temperatures. The terrace is the real showstopper, instantly folding shut whenever neighbors want to drop by uninvited. Container dimensions provide about 160 square feet of interior space when you factor in insulation thickness. Solar panels generate electricity for lights, appliances, and charging devices without monthly utility bills. The wind turbine adds power generation during cloudy days or nights when solar doesn't work. Rainwater collection means your water supply comes from the sky instead of city pipes. Filtration systems make that rainwater safe for drinking and bathing. The container structure is already weatherproof and incredibly durable from years of ocean shipping. Cutting windows and doors into the metal walls requires proper tools but isn't complicated. The folding terrace mechanism is engineering brilliance, creating outdoor space that disappears when not needed. Container homes can be stacked or placed side by side for larger living spaces. Single container living forces minimalism since you physically can't fit much stuff inside. The metal construction resists pests, rot, and fire better than traditional wood framing. Maintenance involves treating rust spots and ensuring the industrial aesthetic appeals to some people while others cover everything with interior finishes. Used shipping containers cost a fraction of traditional building materials. Transportation to your property site requires a flatbed truck or crane. Foundation requirements are minimal since containers are designed to stack with just corner supports. The off-grid capability means you can place this home anywhere with decent sun and wind exposure. No utility connections mean no monthly bills draining your bank account. Living in a container teaches you what's actually necessary versus what society tells you to buy.
Number 2. The eco-capsule that runs on everything green. Forget those giant houses that eat up electricity like there's no tomorrow. The eco-capsule is basically a self-sufficient egg on steroids. This thing runs on solar panels, wind turbines mounted on a pole, and even collects rainwater for your daily water needs. The egg shape isn't just for looks either. It's designed to catch every drop of rain that nature throws at it. Inside this compact marvel, everything transforms like a transformer on a budget. The bed folds away, the kitchen disappears when you're done cooking, and the bathroom somehow fits into a space smaller than most people's closets. The whole setup is powered by batteries that store all that green energy, so you're never sitting in the dark. This is what happens when engineers decide to solve the housing crisis while saving the planet at the same time. You get about 8 square meters of living space that doesn't cost you a fortune in utility bills every month. The walls are insulated well enough to keep you warm in winter and cool in summer without cranking up the AC. There's even a workspace for remote work, because apparently someone figured out you still need to pay for food even in your eco-friendly egg. The water filtration system means that rainwater becomes drinkable, and the waste management is designed to be as eco-friendly as the rest of the setup. This capsule can be dropped almost anywhere: mountains, forests, deserts, wherever you want to escape from civilization. The foundation requirements are minimal, since the structure is lightweight and aerodynamic. Wind doesn't push it around like a beach ball because of that egg design. Every curve serves a purpose, from water collection to structural integrity. Living here means you're genuinely off the grid, not just pretending to be while secretly plugged into city power.
Number 1. The Korean Hanok in gloomy England. Korean artist Do-Ho Soo moved to London and wondered how a bright Korean Hanok would feel in gloomy England. The traditional Korean architecture features colorful designs and specific structural elements. London's gray weather provides dramatic contrast to the Hanok's vibrant appearance. The result proves that architectural styles can thrive anywhere, regardless of climate. Traditional Hanok construction uses wood and specific joinery techniques. The curved roof lines are distinctive to Korean architecture. Bright colors on the exterior stand out against English gray skies. The interior layout follows traditional Korean design principles. On-dole heating systems under the floor provide warmth during English winters. The Hanok materials required importing or finding local equivalents. English building codes might have required modifications to traditional designs. The contrast between Korean brightness and English gloom creates visual drama. Neighbors probably had strong opinions about the unusual structure. The Hanok functions perfectly well in a climate completely different from Korea. Traditional Korean architecture emphasizes harmony with nature. The English setting provides different nature to harmonize with. The artist's experiment proves architecture transcends its original context. Cultural architecture can maintain identity while adapting to new environments. The Hanok in England becomes a statement about cultural preservation. Traditional building methods work regardless of geographic location. The structure attracts attention and starts conversations about architecture. Korean design principles apply universally despite cultural differences. The bright colors fight against English gray weather. The Hanok provides a slice of Korean culture in London. Traditional ondol heating adapts well to English cold. The wooden construction requires maintenance in England's damp climate. The experiment shows how architecture carries cultural identity. The Hanok in England becomes a bridge between cultures. Traditional Korean homes emphasize indoor-outdoor connections. English weather makes that connection more challenging but still possible.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.